If you've clicked on this video, you probably know what it feels like to relapse. That feeling of stress, regret, shame, just thinking to yourself, fuck, I've done it again. I know what it's like. I've been there. From the ages of 17 to 19, I was a drug addict. I was addicted to getting high in any way I could. Now, I've been partying since I was about 15, but those years is when it really developed in a full-blown addiction. By 19, I turned it all around. I got sober, and now I'm 2 years sober, trying to help people like yourself do what I've done. Of course, during that time getting sober, I relapsed a lot, as we all do. It's normal, it's just part of the process. It's like going to the gym. You're not always going to hit that PR. Sometimes you're going to mess it up, but that's a learning experience, that's a growing experience. But one of these times I remember so clearly. It was my last time ever doing a hard drug. It was MDMA. After this, I had drunk and smoked weed, because I said, oh yeah, I'll just drink and smoke weed. And I realized that drink and weed are just as bad as any drug. But during this time, that relapse, it changed me. So I was at this festival, Ben Nicky, and I was doing MDMA the day before. And the day, it was pretty boring. It was pretty shit, which also led me into the same feeling I got the next day. It was quite a letdown this day. I really hyped it up in my head. I thought it was going to be so good, so fun. See, I'd never done MDMA at a festival, so I got really excited, but it was pretty boring. The music wasn't even that good. But the next morning, I remember it so clearly to this day. I was sitting at a bus stop, me and my friends, we were all quiet, we were all coming down, and it was just raining, but it felt so dreamlike, so surreal, and I just felt so empty. I felt so empty, I felt so sad, I felt broken, and I just said to myself, this needs to change. No way, I could not go on living like that. That was one of the first times that I seen the light. Drugs, the drinking, the partying, all of that, it's just bullshit. And see, we'll get down when we relapse, you know, or when we feel bad, when we have that hangover, that come down. We'll get down from that feeling. Even if we're not trying to quit, nobody wants to feel that hangover, that come down. But that is a gift. That is your wake-up call, because if it was always great, if it was always fun, if you had no breaks, you just walk yourself into your own fucking grave, into hell on earth, with nothing stopping you. Those emotions, those feelings of regret, those feelings of shame, that depression the next morning, maybe later on that day, that is what you want. That is keeping you safe. And of course, when we are getting sober, those relapses, they're exactly what we need to get sober. They're gifts from God, the universe, from yourself, whatever you want to believe in. They're gifts. See, you just need to look at them in the right way. First of all, that feeling, we all know that feeling. You just want to pull your fucking hair out, scream. You're like, fuck, how can I be so stupid? I done it again, because we've got a short memory when we're fighting an addiction. Very short memory. We forget how shit it is, how shit it makes us feel long term. But that's all that relapse is, a reminder. You've sent yourself, God sent it to you, whatever you believe, a reminder so you can stay on the right path, because clearly you've forgotten. Clearly you've forgotten. So that feeling of guilt, shame, regret, pain, all of that, that's the feelings that you want to feel. That's the feelings that is telling you, look, this is what we're going to get more of. If we keep doing this, we're going to get more of this. Remember that. And the more you forget, the more it happens, of course. But we can learn to be grateful. Even though it sucks, even though it's painful, we'd say, fuck, thank you. And clearly I needed this reminder. And the other powerful way to look at it is a wake-up call. See, because they're not isolated events. Relapsing is not isolated. It doesn't just happen. Something happened during your day, maybe during your whole week, that set that up. Maybe all day, all week, you were thinking about going out and partying, just saying to yourself, oh, I really wish I was getting high. You were feeling a wee bit down, so you're like, oh, I really want to get high. Instead of going and doing something to get you up, like exercise, like socializing, like reading a good book, you just ruminated on the pain, and that just put you in a state that started attracting that vice in your life. You start getting pulled, and you didn't do anything about it, and boom, you relapse. Or maybe you're hanging around the wrong people. This one's obvious, though we very rarely see it, because we always try and blame ourselves, and for the most part it is our own fault. But sometimes you can be around the wrong people, and it makes it 10 times, 100 times harder to stay away from that. You need to make sure you're not hanging around with people you're going out and drinking. Yes, you can go out and socialize. In fact, you really should be. But go hike, go swim, run. Just go talk over coffee, something sober, something normal. You don't need to get high with your friends. If all you're doing is getting high with these people, they're not your friends. You are only connecting to the drug, and you know this deep down. You need to use these in a positive way if you're going to beat your addiction. You got to use it to lose it. See, because most of us will fight, will resist, will say, fuck's sake, I can't do this. I can't get sober. I've seen it in a lot of people, so many people. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get off the drugs. I'm going to stay off it. But they didn't, because they fucked up one time and they took that as a message that they can't do it. They believed that they were just going to drop it and it was all going to be okay. No, it has to slowly unwind, come out of your system. You've built up this massive habit. It's going to take time to break. It took me a few months because I was doing it for 2 years. If you've been doing it 10, 20 years, 30 years, your whole life, it's going to take a long time. It could take years to fully get rid of it. Yeah, you might be impatient, but what other choice do you have? That is why I was able to quit, because I looked at it and said, no matter how long it takes, I'm going to quit. And that's how you know you're ready, because you don't see any other option. And at the end of the day, if you want to have any sort of meaning and fulfillment in your life, that's what you need to do. You need to continue on this road and use those relapses. Use a positive mental attitude to look at them in a right way. See, because as they say, life is what we make it, and it is so true. We decide what we want. We decide what we create through the way we look at things. If you want to use relapses as a sign that you can't get sober, a sign that you're weak, sure, go ahead. But you know what you'll get from that. So change the way you look at them, and it will change the reaction within you. You'll get stronger. You'll learn from it every single time. And no matter how many times you do it, say, fuck it, we're still going. Fuck it, we're not going to quit. You need to just think about it in the right way, and it will change your life. And eventually, you will be sober and free from any addiction. Remember, you're better than that bag. You're better than that bottle.